Is marriage a contract or is it not a contract?
Well, of course it's a contract, yes.
And but a contract that can be broken at will?
But it's the only contract I know of that is not enforceable in the law. Of course, the U.S. Constitution says that no state shall what?
Impair
the obligation of contracts.
Right.
And this is a direct violation of that. Now, some people argue that marriage, of course, is more than a contract. It's a sacred covenant, according to most religious systems.
Right.
But it should be at least at a minimum, secular or religious. It should be a enforceable legal contract.
So I've got a good friend who told me it really insults me that my marriage is not worth as much as a cell phone contract. My marriage contract is not worth as much as a cell phone contract. I can't get out of my cell phone contract as easily as I can be forced out of my marriage.
That's correct.
And the thing that bothers me as well about this whole thing is that in every situation in which the petitioner files for a divorce under the guise of insupportability, as you mentioned, any reason, no reason, it can be a made-up reason. There's no findings of facts, because facts don't make a difference. But the state always sides with the petitioner and always re-victimizes the person who is having to respond to the lawsuit. There's something innately unjust about that. You would think that the state should be saying our interest is in preserving the marriage because the marriage is the best place for children to be raised with an intact family, mother and father. But if one person, for any reason, for no reason, I'm not happy, I just want to go, the state will always take that side, will always rule against the other person, and that's so easy to prove. In the last 5 years, can you give me 3 cases in which a judge denied a divorce on the grounds of insupportability? Nobody knows of one. And it just seems that the state itself should not be always siding. It's almost like if the issue were rape. Now, our state is very strong against rape. We don't like rape. But for some reason, divorce rape is okay. If I got accused of rape and I said, well, you know what, we'll pretend I did it. Just pretend I did it. But it really wasn't a bad rape. It was a very peaceful rape. It was a very gentle rape. Rape is rape. But in divorce court, it's almost like the worst type of rape imaginable gets the sanction of the state, and they say, that's okay. And by the way, you're complaining about it. We're going to punish you even more.
Right.
So
this, of course, is because the divorce officials are judges in their own case. They have a conflict of interest.
Right.
They make money, and they increase their power and their earnings by divorce. It's big business. I've seen estimates of 35 to 40% of civil law is family law. And this is a huge industry. And the judges, the lawyers, the psychotherapists, the guardians ad litem, the various hangers-on of the divorce system, they all make money, and they don't make any money till the marriage is severed.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on how the judges actually make money? Because you've talked about all of these people that the divorce industry just multiplies itself in a way, but how about the judges themselves?
Well, the judges are selected largely by the bar associations. Essentially, they're, in many ways, the prisoners of the bar associations. Their salaries, of course, are dependent, first of all, on demand for their services. So if there's a large number of divorces and time spent litigating divorces, then there's more demand for the judges themselves. So the civil salary goes up. It's also true that judges, their appointment, reappointment, promotions are in many ways controlled by the bar associations. So it's their job to funnel the litigants' money to the attorneys, whose bar associations then will recommend or lobby for the reappointment or the promotion of the judge. This is an old principle. This goes back before divorce. I quote some legal authorities who showed this even in other cases. What divorce did was it greatly added huge amounts of fuel to this machinery already and allowed it to expand dramatically.
Our Texas family law, and I want to ask your opinion on this. It says that we have 6 reasons for divorce that are fault-based reasons. And what it says is that, for adultery, for cruelty, for abandonment for 3 years, for being locked up in prison for a year under felony or something like that, the judge may rule in favor of the petitioning spouse if there is a fault. What it says when it comes down to insupportability, it doesn't say the judge may rule in favor of anybody, but it does say that the judge may grant the divorce. But the word may, to me, and maybe you can comment on this, the judge I may go to to DC tomorrow, or I may not. It gives me like I may or may not. You would expect that somewhere along the line, if I say I may do this, it means that there would be at least some instances where I didn't. And when the Texas Family Code says the judge may grant a divorce on the petition of either spouse, you would think that there would be some instances in which the judge would say, no, I'm not going to do this. But you don't find that. Is there a problem with that? The way that that's written, is that okay?
Oh, of course there is, because
Yeah.
the judges, of course, have a self-interest in granting it. So
Yeah.
in that case, may means that they will.
Yeah.
They always will.
Yeah.
Because they've basically, again, taken the side of injustice. And that's where their bread and butter is.